Yo, what's up guys? It is your man Elijah, back with another video. Today is April 5th. Today's Easter Sunday. It's nice out today, nice and hot. So we may be witnessing the end of the US and prepare for the economic collapse, okay? The global economic collapse is coming, guys. So quick video about stuff that's been happening lately. I'll do my best to make this, short. First things first, make sure you watch my predictions video for the summer, the whole year, April and May, and the Cuba video as well. And also my other videos on my channel as well. All right, so guys, prepare for the global economic collapse. The economic collapse is coming. The food shortages are coming. Water shortages coming. Energy, gas, oil shortages, gas prices going up. All right, it's all coming because of this war in Iran. Now, Donald Duck just put out, now he said he gave Iran until Monday to make a deal. It's all about these deals. To make a deal to open the Strait of Hormuz to allow the flow of oil, because 20%, which I didn't know, 20% of the world's oil comes from that part of the world. I didn't know that until today. So he said if they don't make a deal to open the Strait of Hormuz, he's gonna blow them to hell and take them back to the Stone Age. This man is crazy. Hey, I didn't vote for him. I did not vote for him. I got friends and family. They know who they are. Hey, all I'll say is they voted for him. I did not vote for him. All right. I'm not left. I'm not blue, red, conservative. I'm just looking at the matrix. I mean, we would have still had a conflict with Miss Koala. But all I'm saying is, hey, if you voted for him, this is what you got. This is what you got. All right. And Donald Duck brings chaos. All right. But yeah, he's going to send them back to the Stone Age. Now, that's a war crime. That's a war crime, man. Like, he's going to take out all their resources and energy facilities and stuff they need to survive, and send them back to the Stone Age where they belong. So he just put a tweet out today saying, if there's no deal by tomorrow, okay, then he's going to start, launching missiles Tuesday, and it'll be really bad. Now, the Iranians, they're not going to stop. They're not going to, back down. They're going to fight. And found out that, if this happens, if they don't open it, which I think they won't, I don't think they're going to open the Strait of Hormuz. It's going to stay blocked, okay? They may launch like a EMP strike within the Middle East area, like countries that support, not support, but countries that are like allied with the US and Israel, like Saudi Arabia, Dubai, stuff like that. So they may launch like an EMP strike and affect things really bad over there. Also, they may cut off like resources. They may blow up the desalination places they need to, like, for water. Because if you cut off the water supply over there in that part of the world, that would be catastrophic. I don't even want to, like, just think about that. Like, millions and millions of people in that part of the world, in the Middle East, with no drinking water, in the hot, arid desert, hot, scorching desert, no drinking water. That would be really, really bad. All they have is salt water. We all know you can't survive long on salt water. You can't, because you'll have a lot of health issues. You'll go crazy. So they need fresh drinking water. But this is all part of the war, So there's a possibility that could happen. Also, they're saying that Iran has something that they're not saying. People are saying, like, oh, it's Stargate portal, it's a nuke. I don't believe it's a nuke. I don't think that. but people saying it's a Stargate portal. They have some type of, uh, device that they're not sharing with the whole world. So there's something hidden that they have that they're not sharing with everyone. But the Stargate portal in Iran is interesting because they're saying that's where the Anunnaki come to the Earth and from Earth and stuff. So it's possible. It's very possible they might have a portal down there in Iran, but everything's collapsing for a new world order, okay? And the elites, they want the system to collapse. So they tried the first time, but the pandemic, it didn't work fully. This war is slowly working in their favor. And there are different types of elites. They're not all one big, there's different groups of elites that run the world. But overall, they want this to crash the system, and it's working. They want this to crash the economy, just change the way of trade and oil and everything else. Because after this war, when this war is done, the world will be different. The same way it was back in 2020 with Cocoa Puffs, with the pandemic. The world changed. All right? So we are in the year of the horse. This is 2026. This is a 1 year, new chapters. So this is the start of a new chapter and the ending of an old chapter of an old world, okay? This is why I keep saying that this year is very similar to 2020, because it's like certain events that have happened in 2020 are similar to happening. Certain events that are happening this year are similar to what happened a couple years ago in 2020, okay? But also, like I said, it's a new cycle. It's a new era, okay? As Triple H would say, a new era. It's a new era and a new world. But yeah, so after this war, I believe like everything will change. Countries that depend on the Middle East for oil, food, and other resources as well, they're gonna switch to other countries to get their resources and food and oil and stuff like that, okay? And this is like the end of this system, all right? So I know India depends on the oil from over there. China, parts of Asia, the Philippines have like 30 days now left of oil. Australia, which I didn't know, they depend on that as well. Australia, they're relying on that. I think parts of Africa. Who else? Us, the US, Canada. So a lot of places in the world depend on that Strait of Hormuz, on that oil coming from that strait. And now that's being blocked, it's affecting a lot of countries in a very bad way. But Donald Duck, he's saying these threats, man, making things worse. And, he doesn't care. He has that empire mindset. And all this is going to come back to bite, hurt us even more. So I did predict in my previous videos that gas prices will go up like $10 a gallon. So if this war continues, which I think it will, especially in these next 2 days with the stuff that he was saying and tweeting and what they might do in retaliation if he attacks them with strikes, gas might go up like $6-7 a gallon, and people will be really mad over here. But if you watch my previous video, Shutdown, I explain how I predict less cars on the road and more people at home, more people working from home, more people just riding their bikes because gas is too high. I see it. I literally see it. And we're getting close to that reality, okay? Now, it's good for the environment, but I know for the everyday person, who has a car that has oil, ain't the best. But if you think back in 2020, when the world was locked down, the world was actually better. The environment was cleaner. You had more plants growing. You had animals coming out that people never seen before in certain places. The air just tasted, felt better. The water was better, so nature came back because we all took a break from just, the pollution, and the destruction. But the same thing will happen with this war. You're going to see less people out on the road, less people flying, more flights being canceled, more folks walking and riding their bikes, like how it's right now in the Philippines. Right now in the Philippines, tons of people walking, tons of people riding their bikes, because they have like 30 days left of gas now, man. Like, they're running low on gas. Japan Japan is using their reserves. I know India is struggling. Now China, I mean, they're self-sufficient, and also they're allies with Iran and Russia, so they're making money from this, and they're not hurting as bad from this situation. So I was saying, like, not every country is being affected by this in a bad way, but there's a lot. Okay, so China, Russia, they're allied with Iran, even Korea. So this doesn't affect them as much. Okay, but everyone else, especially over here in the west part in the world, yeah, it's not good. So, like I said before in my other videos, I don't blame them. I don't blame Iran for, fighting, because they were attacked first by the U.S. and Israel. And like I said, this war shouldn't be happening, but it is. And what they're not telling you guys is they're going to send troops over there. And I did predict that. I literally said between April and May, they're going to start sending ground troops over there. And it would not be good at all. It will be a slaughterhouse. Okay, it's going to be really bad. And a lot of lives will be lost. And they know this, but they don't care. They know this. They don't care. That's what I'm saying. This whole thing shouldn't be happening. A lot of innocent people, unfortunately, won't be here because of people at the top that want to control things. All right. But yeah, I literally saw this happening. Ground troops in Iran. And, Iran is huge. Iran is like a massive country. Tons of mountains and hills and caves. And also, their allies may help them too. All right. So the troops won't just be fighting the Iranians. Also, you'll be fighting Hezbollah in the Lebanon, the Houthis from Yemen. They may come over and help. And then you got like the Chechens. The Chechens said they will come and support and help Iran. And the Chechen people, they're not Arabs, they're Caucasian people. They are the original Caucasian people. All right, the first white people. And they're Muslims. But the Chechens, they're tough people. And they said they will help Iran. Maybe Turkmenistan may get involved. They're a Muslim country. Iraq, definitely. Who else? Maybe Syria, Pakistan. I don't know about Pakistan, because Pakistan, they're in a war right now with Afghanistan. And I'm not quite sure why that's going on. But you have that going on. So yeah, there's other people that they will be fighting besides the Iranian people. And Iran has like 1 million soldiers. So you would need like 1 million, 2 million people to really like take them out. And that's why I say, like, I have a bad feeling. There could be a draft. I hope not. I'm praying to God, please no. I do not want a draft to happen. I mean, for me and my friends, we're slowly aging out of it. I mean, we're in our late 20s. And if they did a draft, they would start at like 18, 19 through like 22, 23. But at the same time, I got siblings and friends in that age range. So I still don't want that to happen. But me personally, my other friends who are like 26, 7, 8, we're slowly aging out of it. But even with that, they can raise it. They can literally raise the age to like 30 and 40. So even with that, you can't really be like, okay, we're good. So like I said, I'm praying and hoping that it does not get to that point. But I got a bad feeling it could this summer. That's what came to me, was this summer. I say this summer because this summer, summertime, no one's in school, people traveling, hanging out. So why not just call people? But they would have to vote on it and go through our reserves and everyone else in, the military and stuff before that happens. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully not. Praying against it, praying to God against it, but we'll see. But yeah, they're gonna start sending troops over there. I think it's like 10,000 people they might send there first. See how it goes. It's not gonna go well. It's not going to go well at all. And this is why like a lot of generals are stepping down and being fired, because they know that this war isn't good, and they know that we can't win. We're not going to win this. It's different, okay? And Donald Duck, he fired Pam Bondi, which was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. He fired Pam Bondi because of the Epstein files, and I did predict that Tulsi would step down or resign because she may not agree with this war. I see that happening pretty soon. I did say it in April, okay? So that's gonna happen. So a lot of people that rocked with Donald Duck, Tucker Carlson, who's the other woman? Marjorie Green Taylor, is that her name? A lot of folks that was with them are waking up now realizing, hold on for a sec, he's crazy. I don't agree with this. I'm not down with this. This is not what I voted for. Now they're waking up, and also within the next 3 to 5 years, a lot of these people will be charged with war crimes, okay? And Donald Duck, he may or may not know this. Probably does know it, just probably doesn't care. But now he may be here, may not be here by then. We'll see. But other people that are with him in his office administration, they will be here and they'll be charged with war crimes. This is why a lot of them are waking up now and be like, okay, let me resign, let me step down, because in the future I may be charged with this. I'm telling you, it's getting really bad. But like I said before, this is all Israel's war, for them to have more control, more power in the Middle East. And this is their plan to, destabilize the U.S. But yeah, guys, so prepare for the global collapse. Stock up on food, supplies, water, guns, ammo, whatever you can, I'm not saying I go crazy. Like, don't go crazy. Just get some things just in case, Now, I'm stocking up my own way with the money that I got. I'll just say that. But just stock up just in case things get bad. If you have a farm with cows and goats and chickens and vegetables and fruit, you should be good to go. You should be pretty good. Everyone else, I don't know. You gotta, like I said, we'll see what happens. Just prepare the best way you can. Also, you want to invest. This is a good time to invest. All right. I was just talking to my dad about this today. Invest in stocks. All right. So last week, I'm thinking about investing some stocks. So you want to invest in gas and oil stocks. Gas, oil, because that's where the money is right now. All right. Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. So gas, oil, electric cars, Tesla. Bro, Tesla, Elon Musk, he's going to make a lot of money from all this stuff. A lot of money. Because if you have an electric car, you'd be good to go. All right. And also, this war and the economy and everything is pushing us towards 2030. The whole, electric car, agenda. So if you have an electric car, you're good to go. But invest in that. Food, Walmart, stores, invest in those places. Lockheed Martin, guns, ammo. But mainly invest in gas, oil stocks, and electric cars. That's where the money is. So I'm gonna be doing that pretty soon. I'm gonna have the right amount of money that I want to have, and I'm gonna invest. Right now it's like a bear. Right now it's like a bear bull market. Okay, so it's a bull market for the gas, oil. Everything else is like bear market. So invest in your stocks. I haven't invested in stocks in a minute, but pretty soon I'm getting that money. Okay, so do that. Invest in your health. Do your research. This year is also about the year of health, 2026. Invest in your health and your, just your overall well-being, mental health, physical health. I'm doing that for myself, investing in my health. That rhymed. Do your research on the foods, because a lot of foods that are quote unquote good for you are actually not good for you. Even some organic foods got some stuff in it. All right. Take your fish oil, multivitamins, your iron, your magnesium, your protein, all your supplements, your vitamins. Stock up on those. Stock up, on the food. Eat the right foods, the vegetables and meats, lean meats and nuts and seeds, and drink the right water. Drink the right milk, almond milk, A2 milk. And speaking of A2 milk, I found out A2 milk is actually a protein that certain cows produce. So the black and white cows over here and other places, those cows are hybrids. They're not, natural in a way. They're not fully they're not the OG cows, okay? The original cows are the cows in Africa, Asia, Latin America, South America, the small cows. They produce the A2 milk. The black and white cows, they produce A1, A2 milk, mostly A1. This is why a lot of people, including myself, have issues with dairy and lactose and all that stuff in milk. So do your research on that, on the milk, because it's very deep. I did my research on that. And also that goat milk is 10 times healthier than cow's milk. And it has more protein in it as well. And horse milk is good too. Horse milk apparently tastes like a vanilla milkshake from what I've heard. But yeah, do your research on milk. It's very interesting, very deep. A2, A1 milk, goat milk. But yeah, so stock up on food, water, resources, vitamins, all that good stuff. Invest in your health, invest in stocks, okay? Prepare for the global economic collapse. And be aware of this next event that I see coming pretty soon that I've talked about in my other video, the Cuba conflict that I predict coming up pretty soon. There's also an agenda, right, that I looked up. There's an agenda that Donald Duck and his team and people and whatnot, it's called Greater North America. Look it up. They talk about it. That guy Hegseth talked about it. Basically, it's like combining the U.S. with Canada, Mexico, Greenland, Cuba, Brazil, I think, Panama Canal, Argentina, making like a greater North America. Now, I did predict that this year, this summer, the U.S. will go after Canada, and Canada will be the 51st state. So go watch my video on that about Canada. Mexico part doesn't make sense because why would you want Mexico, but then you kick out all these illegal immigrants? You kick out all these immigrants and do all these bad things to these people, but yet you want Mexico. So that part doesn't make sense to me. The Cuba thing, as you guys know, is because of the oil and resources. And the Panama Canal, which I see happening pretty soon. I see this happening in August. The U.S. taking the Panama Canal in August. I know at first it was ours at first. So I see that happening pretty soon. But yeah, I do predict Canada, 51st state, possibly happening July. Panama Canal, August. Greenland, I'm not sure when. Maybe June. Maybe see if that happens in June. But yeah, this is like empire type stuff, man. This is like Roman Empire type stuff. The American Empire. And this year marks 250 years of America. And this may be the beginning of the last days of the end of the empire. All empires collapse. All empires rise and fall. And at some point, so will this one. Not the land and whatnot, just the society and the way of life will fall apart. But, yeah, man. Donald Duck, he's starting a lot of chaos. And I see May being a calm month overall, but with him, I predict that, like I said this in my other video, my shutdown video, and also my predictions video for like Cuba, if you watch that video. But I see like him being attacked because of what's happening in the world and his decisions, and I see him either surviving it or not surviving it. We'll see what happens, but I do see a very, very possible chance of him being taken out by someone starting next month. That's all I'll say about that. And also, I'm seeing like something happening in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. All right, I've seen videos talking about this, but also like I've been seeing it as well, and I predicted like something big will happen over there that will make the war bigger and more intense. And I know exactly what it is. I don't want to say it because YouTube, but I'll say this. It's going to be an attack over there during, because next month is the Hajj. Next month is the Hajj for Muslims. So I predict that something could happen over there and making the war much bigger and fulfilling a prophecy in the Quran. That's all I'll say about that. But we'll see what happens. And I see Israel being the ones attacking. All right. But we'll see what happens. And as far as these T attacks, I do see a lot of T attacks happening over here pretty soon. I keep seeing the same T attack with the tower collapse. I know, which tower this is. I'm going to just give you guys like a hint. Star Wars, the Empire Strikes Back. That's all I'll say. But just be aware of things. Be careful. Be safe. Be protected. Be aware of your surroundings. Know what's going on. And, but yeah, I keep seeing that happening. And also in my predictions video, in my predictions for the whole year, I did say that, what did I say? Oh, I did say that the tower collapsed. I did say that I saw a massive tower collapse happening this year. So it could be this tower. I hope not, because this tower is very iconic, and I like how it looks, and it's a very famous building. But if this gets destroyed, global news, worldwide news, man, very similar to 2001. Okay, that's all I'll say about that. But yeah, I keep seeing this massive tower collapse, and it's not good. I keep having dreams about this. I keep seeing this in my visions. So I'm just seeing the timeline. I'm seeing the timeline. Hopefully we can avoid that timeline. But we'll see what happens. So be aware of that. But let's see what happens by Tuesday. If they make a deal, which I think they won't, okay? And let's see how gas increases. Man, let's see how this world looks like by July. I'll say that. By July 4th, let's see how the world and the country is by then. I already know it's going to be chaotic and a lot. Let's see how it is by then. Okay? So, but like I said, it's all part of the agenda to bring in a new world order, pushing us towards 2030, which is like a big agenda for that year as well. But like I said, they tried with the pandemic, didn't work. So now they're using this war, slowly but surely. And the Middle East will be forever changed by this war. I know people, especially I got some friends, oh man, there's always wars in the Middle East, man. There's always wars over there. Okay, but this is different. First of all, these people are not Arabs, they're Persians. Second of all, this war is affecting the whole world. And third of all, a lot of people see this as fulfilling a prophecy. Muslims and Christians, but mostly Muslims. So this is a big deal. And this is a part of World War III. So this is a part of it. We have 3 wars going on, man. The Iran war, the Russia-Ukraine war, which has been going on for about 5 years now. And then we got the Afghanistan-Pakistan war. That's still going on. Not sure why they're fighting, but that's happening. And then next, like I said, Cuba-America conflict. And then pretty soon, I predict North Korea this summer, July. That conflict will happen. And then pretty soon, China, Taiwan. So it's all going to just trickle down. But just stay positive. Like I said, don't be obsessed about what's going on in the world. Don't let it drive you crazy. Focus on yourself, improve yourself, connect to God, yourself, to nature. Focus on your job, your career, your health. Invest in your health. But just know what's happening in the world, in the matrix, because, you're in it, You're in the matrix, and it's affecting you, unfortunately. Even with me, I try to ignore it sometimes, but I'm like, can't, because it affects you, Gas prices going up, food prices, and food shortages coming up pretty soon, and job layoffs, cutting hours. So, but just have a balanced mindset. And also, this war is the Epstein war. So that's one of the other reasons why this war started, because the Epstein files. Yep. So, but in Iran they have they have missiles and a whole Air Force and bunkers 600 feet down in the ground. 600 feet down in the ground under all those, rocks and caves and whatnot in the mountains. 600 feet. So they're deep down in the ground. And they have a whole Air Force base under there. So, like I said, we're not winning this war. It's not going to be good. And unfortunately, a lot of lives will be lost. But the elites, Donald Duck, the Zionists, they don't care. They don't. Hey, like Michael Jackson said, they don't care about us. He was right. Michael Jackson was right. They don't care about us, man. Shout out to Michael Jackson. I'm going to watch that movie when it comes out this month. He was right. They don't care about us. Man, can you imagine if Michael was still here? Imagine if he was still here, man. What he would think about the world and everything. So, but a lot of people will be affected by this. Even Europe, even the UK, they depend on that Strait of Hormuz, the oil from that part of the world. So, but if Iran does a retaliation attack and they wipe out like Saudi Arabia and Dubai, like their ability to have clean water, that would be horrible. Very, very, very bad. And I think there's still some Americans over there, right? Yeah, I think there's some Americans still over there. But because Riyadh has like 10 million people in Saudi Arabia, it would not be good. But WWE canceled their shows in Saudi Arabia this year. They finally woke up. But also I did predict that Turkey will get involved in this war, and that they will leave NATO, and that Egypt will get involved also in this conflict. So, and Turkey, they're like the third or fourth most powerful Muslim country, I think, in the world. So they will be involved in this pretty soon. And I see them leaving NATO, all right, and Egypt being a part of this conflict as well. And also Saudi Arabia fighting back and possibly having a draft in their country against Iran. So literally Iran is controlling like half the world just by blocking off that canal for the oil and food and other stuff as well. But this is why Donald Duck and other people in the government, you know, they want to take all these other countries over here. Canada, Venezuela, Cuba, to shift the focus over here and to get the oil and resources from this part of the world, not that part of the world. Like I said, a new world order. Okay? And Canada has a lot of resources. Tons of timber, fresh water, oil, gold, a lot of good stuff. So but yeah, just a quick video. So guys, stock up and invest in yourself, and invest in your health, and invest in the stocks. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. All right, prepare for the collapse, the economic collapse. The New World Order is coming. Watch my videos on my channel, my predictions videos, all right, for the whole year, the summer, everything. Just watch the videos, it's all there. And stock up. Let's see how high these prices go up with this gas. 6, 7. It's gonna go up a lot. And let's see how the world is by July. Let's see how things are by Tuesday, because Donald Duck said he's gonna send them back to the Stone Age, and I just know things are not gonna be good at all between now and Tuesday. All right, Benjamin Elijah, I am out. All right, take care. Today's Easter, April 5th, 2026. And Elijah, I'm out. Take care. Peace.